Hello, this is Mercury Rises from Clash of Empire, now called Last Land, and here I'm showing you a castle that was given to me in K368. The gentleman had asked me to look through it and to boost it a little, and I went in and fixed some of his equipment, as he did not have any economy or auxiliary at all. I kind of looked around and everything seemed pretty okay. I didn't take a whole lot of time on it and told him what I did for that moment. And then he decided he was not playing the kingdom anymore. So he gave me the account to find a warrior for it. And I had given it to my son, but my son decided not to stay in the kingdom. So he returned it to me. Now it's a C30 and I have dueled my son in this account, and it is definitely stronger than my castle. But I discovered that this castle really is more heavy infantry than it is archer. The archer stats weren't very good. The gems, that's what he used, but that was the only thing in the archer that he really used besides a little research. And I just wasn't very happy with that. So the glory was on the castle, a little bit the wall, and some on the troop attributes, but it was heavily on attack. So I took it all off the attack and I added it to the wall because that gives the bigger guard. And if I'm going to keep it as an infantry castle, then we need as high a guard as possible, obviously. So the infantry attack doesn't need to be as high, but the infantry health needs to be high. So I put it mostly on the castle and I put it up to the wall as 29, as apparently the wall is not 30. And then decided to start adding it to the troops. But I wanted to put it on the wishing well and the market first. As I was doing that, I realized that the wishing well and the market are only level 14. I'm like, shoot, I can't do troop damage received and troop damage if they're that low. So I did end up updating some of those buildings. And if you've heard any of my spiel before, I always say do the castle, do the wishing well, do the university, do the wall, repeat. But I'm going to add the market. Now, the market gives you more investment in the magic mine. And although his magic mine research was good, his market was very low. And it took me a long time to realize how important the market was for the magic mine investment. When I did my farms in 368, just probably a couple weeks ago, I was making them for only the magic mine. So I only did the castle and the university with the research for the magic mine and the market and the wall and the castle and repeat. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to amend when you are building a castle from scratch. I'm going to amend my statement on the build. I'm going to say that you need to start with the castle, obviously, the university, the wishing well, the market, the wall. Do all the military research that applies, but only one of those that don't, and do the market research because or the magic mind research, because that's going to give you better investment in the magic mind, and that's going to give you more resources. So I even learned something just recently about how important that research is for the magic mind and how the market plays a role in that. So here is the glory I adjusted today because it's glory spin day and he did have a little bit in there. It wasn't a whole lot, but I upped the infantry health quite a bit and increased the damage, the infantry damage received. I took it off all the attack that it was on. It was on troop attack. It was on archer attack, I think. But I took it off of that. And then I only have infantry stats in the castle. Now, the troops that I have in here, I've got some guard, but I don't have many spearmen. So that's what I'm going to be super training, are the spearmen in the castle. Now, before I adjusted this castle, it was stronger than my castle by a little bit. He had the talent kind of messed up. He doesn't have the third one open at all for development, although he doesn't use development. He didn't use economy either. So he didn't have any talent for that. He only ever had it in battle. That was the only equipment that he had, the only equipment that he used. So I'm readjusting the talent for infantry. Now, I decided, because it has no archer stats, and archer stats do no good in this castle, I decided to go down the siege. So that was the direction that I went in order to pass those up, because the cavalry archer benefits nothing. I mean, I'm only going to be putting a march together that's going to be guard and spearmen. Maybe a few horses. I could have gone down the horses, I suppose, but it really doesn't make much difference. So I'm going to put it down and go down and hit out all the infantry stuff and then down on the siege stuff and then let it be at that. Now I'm going to have to open the third talent because I do have some auxiliary equipment in this castle now. It's not very high. I'm going to have to work on that. But he obviously had a lot of gems, or a lot of materials for the battle gems, because he even has a gold one. And I don't know very many castles in our kingdom, or in that age range of kingdom, since this was a migrant, that actually have any kind of gold jewelry or gold equipment. So that's the statistics that I had come up with. I'm not obviously anywhere close to being done with this castle. I consider it a renovation. There are many things that could still be done on it, and obviously the wishing well and the market need to go up. The wall needs to be put up, and I need to train a lot of spearmen. So the lion wasn't even fully opened up either. I think I had opened up some shards in the end once I decomposed them, because those items at the bottom just they weren't open. They weren't opening. The key is you have to keep your lion shards in single lion shards in your items in order for those to unlock. So if you're needing heavy cavalry or you're needing crossbowmen or something like that, just keep your lion shards in your items as single lion shards and don't upgrade them in the items box. So I was going through the games. The treasure trial, that's as far as he got. I had shown the turret guard earlier. Now, I had done a lot of his turret guard yesterday, and he was only up to, I think, a 53, and so I played the turret guard until I got to 58, and I couldn't pass it anymore. I think with these new stats that I have now, maybe I can get further on that, so I'll try that later today. Um, so that's as far as I got on this castle. It is kind of a new renovation for me, and it's a lot of fun. I've never done an infantry build before. I do have cavalry builds. I have infantry cavalry builds, but I've never had a purely infantry build. So this is pretty fun. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you and have a nice day.